Hello, good people. It's a new year 2022, and I'm so much delighted that you are part of the new year. I'm very expectant of the good things that God has for each one of us for this new year 2022. Welcome to the Ben Live, and I want to thank you so much for watching the Ben Live, for keeping it always locked here, for subscribing. And if you happen to be new, please just make it a point to subscribe and also be in position to like our Facebook page, which is Ben Live. Well, we're here to inform you, educate you, and entertain you in the best way that is so much possible. Well, this is a beautiful day that the Lord has made, and just like we say, we shall be glad and rejoice in it. Today, it's very amazing that we have the one and only COOPY BLY. The man himself here is very amazing and very vibrant. Well, if you've been following of what is happening in the gospel industry, is one of those big icons of gospel artists that we have in Uganda, and well, he has a lot to say, more than actually I do. So I'm going to be inviting him to say hello, to wish us a new year. And by the way, COOPY, this is our first episode in this year. So please welcome people to this new year.
Everybody, thanks for tuning in. Happy New Year. Welcome to 2022. Thanks for tuning in. Like she said, if you can subscribe, follow, and share, and let everybody know about the good news happening tonight. Yeah.
Wow, really, they are going to be good news. It's been excited. I've heard them talk about the new video. We shall get to know about that new video that is coming up. But well, you know, we've had COVID-19 for the past 2 years, well, yeah. I would say, and most of the affected areas, or one of the industry that was really affected, was the music industry. And well, he's a part of that industry, and we want to hear from him. How was it for him the past 2 years of 2019 and then 2020 challenged here, and what is his expectations for this particular new year 2022. I
know. Well, like we say, you know, you have to be positive in everything. You have to believe there is something to learn in every situation you're going through. So first of all, we thank the Lord that we're still breathing. You know, we lost a few people. So condolences go out to everybody that lost anybody close to them. And we pray that the Lord strengthens you to go through this hard time. So we thank the Lord that we are still breathing. These are the things, like people had been saying in those years. Once COVID hit, our biggest achievement was survival. Like, let me say, like, our biggest goal was survival. You know. So if God has kept you alive, then yeah, we thank God for that. Of course, we've hustled a lot. I personally had a gig 2019. I had a show at Cricket Oval that was slated, and of course we had to cancel it because of that. And then we had tours that were meant to be like countrywide tours, regional tours, and so things got so messed up. But the beauty of it is we were able to produce an album, Action Talk album. So everybody, please go on your streaming platforms, look out for Action Talk, stream and share, and you know, put it in your playlist. That's one of the ways you can support the artists. Yeah. So
all in all, you were able to thrive the past 2 years.
Yeah.
And okay. And I think we shall get there. So this is COOPY BLY for you. And then someone will be wondering, why COOPY BLY? Who is COOPY BLY? Is he even having any other name? Or so it's going to be telling us, COOPY, we would want to get to know who's COOPY BLY, and is there any other name besides the COOPY name?
Yeah. It's birth names Akusasira Emmanuel Edwin Selwanga, and COOPY BLY is stage name I chose because of its significance to my life. COOPY BLY means miraculous chance or miraculous favor. So I believe that everything that I have or I had then It was by the grace of God.
God.
Nothing that I truly deserved or worked hard for, or you know, if God was to pay me for, if God was to give me only what I deserve, I would be in trouble. So I believe thus far the Lord has brought us, and it's only by His grace. So that hence the name COOPY BLY. Yeah.
Wow. Well, we believe that most of us choose our careers when we're very little, yeah, and some of us can choose to maybe pursue a particular career in a particular way, but the people that have chosen music as their career path, well, tell us, from way back, how was it for you? Is it something you wanted badly from childhood, or it's the interest just developed as you grow up?
Mine was from way back. My parents were musicians. They used to sing in a church choir. They had a choir actually called Golden Harp. It actually still exists. They have
Really?
some good music. And so I would say I picked from there, but I've been into music ever since I knew, you know. I recorded my first song when I was in my P7 back, S1. So that was at Dream Studios. I grew up in a very humble background. So my parents were struggling to get me into good schools, you know, paying a lot of good school fees to get me into these good schools. And like any other parent, they would think anything else would be a distraction. So that's why I started doing my music underground, not trying to make sure they don't find out.
Yeah.
But you can't hide forever. So, and when they found out, they were supportive.
Wow.
Which made it even way more easier. Yeah.
So were you able to finish school?
Yeah. Graduated from Makerere University. So, yeah.
Wow, that's amazing.
Spent a few extra years there. But yeah, all good. Yeah.
I see where you're coming from. But then I'm wondering, after
few extra years, I should call myself a doctor, cause
it took you forever.
it took me almost like 6 years, 5 years, like,
Wow.
for a 3 years course. Yeah, but some of that, to be fair, was because of the traveling. The music kicked in and picked up around 2011, 2012. So I had tours in Europe, and then I had to. If you grow up from the ghetto, even if you have a paper tomorrow and they tell you have to fly out today,
You leave the paper.
yeah, paper to come out to Jirabi. So yeah, that's what happened.
I can relate.
I lost 2 years because of traveling, and it was just, you know. But I like the discipline of Makerere. To be frank, like I remember I was talking to one of the lecturers. I had missed one test, not even an exam, a test. And I came back in time for the exam, and he refused me to do the exam. And I was saying, you know, but you see, I had to travel, blah, 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 blah. He says, yeah, you know what? In life, you're going to be faced with such challenges, and you'll have to make a decision.
And
so you need to weigh which one you want to take as a priority.
Yeah.
I told him, fair enough. Now I want to do the exam, but right then, I really wanted to travel. So, yeah, so, but all good, all good. Like, I loved my life at campus. A few challenges, but very, very good learning experiences.
Someone would be wondering, which course was he doing? Because there are certain particular courses that you do and you can't get that luxury of travel.
School of Humanities, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. And then I'm wondering, after school, after campus, were you able to go into the field and work?
Yeah.
Okay. What was your first job like?
No, since I left campus, I've never been hired. I've always been doing my
music.
Yeah, like since I would say since 2010, I only had an official job in my vacation.
That is in S6.
Yes, S6 back. I used to work as a cashier at a Vema mall. I was helping run most of the owners had a shop, so I was running the shop as a cashier. And I want to say at first it sounded very good because, you know, you're a cashier, you dress up very nice, smart.
I know.
And when it comes to balancing the books and you have made losses and shortages, then it has to come off your salary, and my salary way back then, I used to make sure the days that would mean I would go 3 months without getting paid.
Salary. Wow, so that's what's bad.
Yeah,
but then
I was happy to leave that job.
After then, you were self-employed.
Yeah, from then, music has been the whole thing. And then, of course, Imba Uganda kicked in around 2013.
Wow.
And I would say it's been my job from then.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And well, because anyway, you grew up from a humble background, and your parents were nurturing you in one way or the other. Why choose gospel music, and how have you found the industry? And we would also want to get to know, how many albums do you have?
Yeah. Well, yeah, I grew up in a humble background. I grew up in a Christian household. My dad is now a pastor. He wasn't then. So maybe that guided a bit. But like I said, when I started doing my music, I was hiding it from them, so they didn't know. So I could have been doing secular music anyway, but I was doing gospel music because of my personal experiences with God. Like, I know where I've come from. People can't experience that. Once you have experienced that ghetto life, and my dad always used to say, you know, everything we have achieved, we owe it to God. So I've always grown up knowing it's been God throughout. If it wasn't for him, and like I've experienced it. So as for the albums, I actually now have 3 albums, Action Talk being the 3rd album, the latest. Yeah, Action Talk is the latest, just came out.
Tell us about Action Talk album.
Yeah, well, so it's a 12-track album. I would say it is the most thought through album of all the 3. Maybe because I'm more mature now. Very well arranged. I think I have so far like 4 videos of the album. So when I'm to get them to send it to collect videos and tuzimaleyo. And yeah, the album itself, the title Action Talk, is basically talking about, you know, how the Bible says we should be doers of the word.
Don't hear us.
Because it is very easy for, you know, they say talk is cheap. It is very easy for everybody to say, I'm a Christian, you know. It is easy to say that. It is harder to show it. And it is harder to experience it, like to live that. And to me, I've always grown up believing that our actions preach better than our words, like our preaching.
Yeah, I like that.
You know, actions speak louder, like actions. Like you don't have to tell somebody you're Christian. They can just see from the way you behave, the way you act around other people, and they can tell. And I think that goes deeper.
Wow, those
so
guys should look out. You're going to
Sharp
direct us on how to get that music. But well, it's the Ben Live, and you know we have over 188,000 subscribers. Woo. And they'll be watching this every now and then. And I know people like music. I have a friend of mine who was telling me, if there is any God, he has to be a musician. If he's not a musician, then there is no God. So that means really people like music. And well, you've done a number of songs, and there is that song it was called it's called One Body, and then Tuja Kuona. Yeah. Tell us about those songs.
Both songs, I did them with Pastor Wilson Bugembe.
Yeah.
One Body was, like I said, most of my music is like from life experiences and you know what we're going through. One Body was, the church was, at that time, we were having lots of like fights.
In church, lots
of different pastors fighting, and then also like some people thinking, you know, since me, I'm a pastor, in ranks, I am higher than you, and some people think I'm a musician, that means I'm higher than the usher in church. And One Body, the song, was basically aiming at letting people know, you know, to God we are all one body. You know, we can't function without the other. If the ushers decided to go on strike in church, I don't think any of us would show up in church. Otherwise, you can't come in and sit on a dirty chair. You see? If the musician decided to strike, I don't think the pastors would preach. If the pastors decided to strike. So basically, you see like how our body operates? Somebody can step on your toe and you feel the pain in the head. You understand? So that's how the body, we are all one
body.
And so it was, the whole song was trying to show that it doesn't make sense for a part of the body like the foot to be fighting the head. I think it's time we know that every part of the church is as important as the other. Yeah.
Wow. Amazing.
Thanks.
Hope pastors are watching this, musicians, instrumentalists. It's been very clear to us. That's amazing. What about Tujja Kuona?
Tujja Kuona, Pastor Wilson Mugembe walks into studio. He usually likes coming in like late in the night, I think because he's not married. Always lands me in trouble.
Really?
Me, I have to run back to my wife. She's waiting for me. Kumbe for him, he's
you
just
should mentor him.
To work. So, yeah, but I like that. Like he's very...
he's a go-getter?
Once he's in the vibe, he's in the vibe. And
wow. Okay.
So he comes in and we hadn't seen each other in a while, so we get excited, of course. We say, hey, let's do something. Smart Kids was in studio, raised the track, Tujja Kuona. And it's basically telling people, you know, like reminding people that in God there is healing. You know, there are so many people, you know, banabasajja abatunda amalagala gano agaaki gano gagawa amaanyi g'ekisajja gano gakola biki. So many people, so they are so loud that at times you actually get to forget that actually God is the biggest healer of all. So yeah.
So that's how you came up with Tujja. And I believe there is someone that was touched, and people are still going to be touched because of that. It basically raises our faith that even when I'm not healed now, I'll be healed anytime soon. So thank you, Koopy. While continuing to you, our viewers, you're still watching the Ben Live, I encourage you to kindly subscribe. If you're new here, do not be worried. This place is just about to become your home. We're here to inform you, educate you, and well, entertain you in the very best way possible. We shall be bringing you the best of your icons like Koopy Bly to speak to you. There is someone that is looking up to Koopy Bly. They're like, I like that guy. I like the way he does things. You know, someone's telling me, can you imagine? It's one of the guys that has a white lady. He will tell us about his wife.
I don't think that should be anything to be.
Yeah, no, someone out there will be like, wow, I wish I could also be like him. But what we want to get to know, still I would ask you, like I'd asked you earlier, 2 years without performance as an artist, what were you up to? Like you've been talking of survival, but in survival, what do you mean by survival? Because we've seen many people going astray during that period of time. A lot has happened. So how has it been for you, and what would you tell the fellow artists?
Well, see, as a creative, you have a lot of creative energy, and if you don't have an output, you get very frustrated.
Wow.
So, like I said, me, I was lucky. I put it into the album. You know, I had the album ready, and we produced way much more music that we ended up now re-switching the album. Removed this song, add this one, remove this, add this one. So, and to me, that's how I survived. And then again, during this time, God was testing our resolve to see how strong we shall remain strong and hold on. So, but me, my other side is Yimba Uganda, so it kept going. It kept me very busy.
Tell us about Yimba Uganda.
Yeah, well, Yimba Uganda is an NGO focused on youth empowerment through income generating skills. So we teach, you know, we have like 3 major courses. We teach hair and beauty, we teach tailoring, we teach music, you know, and then we have these other outreaches where we distribute, you know, fundraise for foods. Like during COVID, we gave out lots of food. So I would like to say thank you to everybody that contributed to that cause. And then we usually do a Christmas giveaway, you know. But those are not our major points. Our major points are focusing on, you know, sustainable income generating skills.
Wow.
I usually say this, you know, once you teach, you can give somebody a fish and they will eat for that day.
Yeah.
You teach them how to fish, they will eat forever, you know. So yeah, we basically deal with that, and we we have a goat loan project in Jinja where we set up goat farms for youth still, and you know, they raise these goats, and they, once the goats give birth to kids, they pass the kids on, which we then pass on to another person. So everything is self-sustained, so it keeps growing on its own. And we want to get into more projects, of course. Sometimes we are limited by space, sometimes by funding, but once we grow, but we've seen God grow us since 2013 up to where we are, and so we are just excited for the future. Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Just like any other person growing up, there are people that you're looking up to, and well, I believe there are people that you've looked up to in your career and in your other aspects of your life. What has been your turning point in life when you feel like this thing is not working out well? How do you switch to doing the right thing? Besides God being your anchor, which other people do you look up to and be like, yeah, this person inspires me so much, I can look up to this person? And how would you appreciate them?
Well, one of my biggest inspirations in my day-to-day life and my spiritual life are my parents, you know. To be frank, my dad challenges me a lot, you know. Growing up in the life he did, and I've seen him hustle to help us, you know, move from the ghetto, even up to now, he's still hustling, you know, and I bless the Lord for his heart and for his spirit. But there are also other people, like me, I pick from everybody. Okay. Like I always say, I always pick the good and I leave the bad. Like everybody has a good side somewhere. So I think that's how we should live life, you know. You may like COOPY BLY, take the good from COOPY BLY, you know. Yeah, and then also one way I've realized of recently, after doing the Peter Pata song, I realized that sometimes it's easier to correct what you want to be corrected by you yourself doing it, than over pointing fingers.
Can you echo that one again?
Yeah. Like sometimes it is much easier for you to correct what you see going wrong by doing it yourself. I usually give this very funny example. I have kids, and if you tell the kid, please don't play with that, the kid will listen and not play with maybe the cup, and he will go and pick the spoon. Then you say, don't play with the spoon, he will leave the spoon, he will go to the TV, don't play with the TV, you know. So it is much easier to say, you know, don't play with the cup, can you please go and play from that corner where your toys are? You understand? You need to show. Instead of saying, don't do this, don't do this.
Put an alternative.
You need to put an alternative. So, like even as like Christians and so many gospel artists, like you say, if you feel like some gospel artists are going off track, then you do what you think should be done.
The right
you
thing.
Sing the music that you think should be sung. So that other people, the new kids who are coming up, have an alternative. They can say, but why do I sing that? Let me sing this song. So, and you know, by God's grace, I pray that each of us puts that into actions. Even like lots of our pastors and stuff, I pray we just do what we would want other people. Still goes back to action talk. Because once people see it done, it is easier for them to imitate that. Yeah.
Okay, well, being that this is a new year 2022 and many of us have a lot of resolutions and expectations, so some people were like, no, please spare us the right of resolutions and all that. The past 2 years were something else. We can't put resolutions. But what do you think about people putting up resolutions? And you personally, have you come to a place of putting up resolutions or having some expectations for this particular year, 2022?
Yeah, I think every human being, every goal-driven person, you need to set goals. You need to set goals. That's the thing that will drive you. It will be like the fuel to drive you to get to your goals. But then again, you need to make sure they are not Because most people set up like lots of resolutions and they never achieve any of them. Then they get depressed. You understand?
Yeah.
See, even the Bible says, you know, we have our plans and God does his own things. You need to let God be God. You understand?
Yeah.
If you set up, you know, you say, I want to achieve this and this and this, and you need to ask God, is this in line with what you have planned for my life this year?
Okay, that's amazing. But well, just like you say, Copy Bly is a married man, and there are men. Okay, most of us have a dream of come on, Sabo Muchala, or I would pray to get married or marry someone this particular year, 2022. What advice would you give to people that want to, so I wouldn't say venturing, but would love to get married or marry this particular year, that they want to find someone this particular year? What advice do you have for them? Just like we've seen a lot of marriages with issues, and you know, people are like, it's better to stay single than to, you know. So what advice would you give them?
Well, marriage is a very, I would say, very tricky issue to address because it depends on two different individuals, you know. So me, like I said earlier, please let God lead. Let God lead. Like, don't have this year you must get married, whether what or what. Then you'll end up getting married to the wrong person. You know, follow God's lead. You know, and God's designs for our lives are shocking. Like, God will bring you somebody you realize you had even set your standards very low. Kumbe, God wanted you here. You see, and then for the marrieds, I would say, like, as Christians, you know, the Bible doesn't support divorce, which makes it very tricky because growing up in two different families, you can never find people who are the same, you know. So it is always hard to deal with a person who has grown up in a different setting and you have grown up with your different values. But that's what marriage is all about. It's about correcting ourselves and making ourselves better. You know, allow God to do the work in your marriage, and then have that set in your mind. You know, marriage is forever, and once you have that set in your mind, you actually end up enjoying it. You know, once you know, I have an option here, I have an out, you always start fantasizing about those other options. But when you know there is no option, and then you live like a very good life. And to be frank, I will tell you, without any hype or anything, anybody that gets married, like the way God favors you or handles you is an extra blessing.
Really?
You see, yeah. Okay. And to me, I actually believe that marriage happens when it's meant to happen. It's not people setting up their own timetables. New Year's resolution. I will take a more time, but this year you must get married. In 12 months, or you meet somebody, and sometimes it happens.
Yeah, know? It does.
But if that happens, it's God's will. Don't force it.
Okay.
Yeah, because like I said, you have to remember it is for life as Christians. So don't force it. Don't force because you want a wedding. A wedding happens for one day, and then you have the rest of your life to face the marriage. So to me, I'm actually one of the people that advocate for dating, the Christian dating, so you understand somebody.
Okay.
And then once you pray, you know, God can show you that you're nainzo of the sobola or nainzo sobola.
Talk about dating. Do we have a stipulated time for dating or?
For us when we were growing up, you know, they used to teach us, as long as you have the no touching dating, I don't think it has a stipulated time.
It doesn't have.
Yes, the only problem is the people get so comfortable and they start touching.
They are not meant to touch.
And that's when you mess it up. So, but I think it is good. Also not to, but I think to me, okay, now this will be my last line. Marriage is all about maturity. You will grow. Some people mature at a young age. Some people, even at a very old age, are not mature enough to settle for marriage. So it's all about maturity and, you know, your church, how you've been brought up. And also before you get married, please go for premarital counseling. Very important. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much, Copy Bly, and then to our viewers of the Ben Live. We want to be winding up with the show, but well, we wouldn't leave COOPY just like that. There is something that he has, a package for the youths, yeah, that are out there, people that want to venture into music, people that would want to do other businesses or pursue career or get into marriage, and also to his fans that are out there. So I'm going to be requesting him to give us a package, in the different categories, then we shall be winding up.
To the youth, the young people, not touching until wedding. So, but to everybody else, you know, follow your dreams, you know, believe in God and let God lead. Like, I wish people knew how to deal with that even from an early age. To let God lead and don't just follow the trends. Listen to God, you know. Listen to God and let God lead. You will save yourself a lot of hassles. I wish somebody told me that at a very young age. I believe I would have been different. But still, again, I don't regret. But you know, there are messages you learn.
Yeah.
And I wish I had got somebody to speak into my life about this, and they would have put you in a better place. Yeah.
Then to your fans.
To the fans, thanks for the love, thanks for the support. Please keep streaming the album on all Dicto Media platforms, Spotify, iTunes, and all those other Dicto music platforms. And then lots of music, of course.
Can you tell us about your social medias if someone wants to?
Yeah, COOPY BLY on all social medias. That is COOPY BLY. Everywhere, I would say. I'll just say that.
Okay.
And then the music is up. Subscribe and follow on YouTube. We just did a good Christmas song as the backyard team. And we have lots of music coming up, you know, all these other artists bringing up new music. I personally have some new music coming up, lots of collaborations. And yeah, so I'm
Should we expect any performance this year? You know, they're opening up the
so
concerts is it next week in 2 weeks time?
Now even promoters and everybody is being very steady.
Hey.
Last time we lost money because, you know, once you have booked venues and everything, that money is not
refunded, you know? So you have to catch up.
So now you have to be very careful before you you need, because now the way this COVID, now as it is ending, then you hear, oh, a new variant has come out. So people are being very hesitant with their money. Okay. So we are
first watch the space.
We are just watching the space and letting God lead. And but me personally, I believe, like, I think God has he has made us reflect enough. So that's amazing. I think it's going to be better from now on. Yeah.
Thank you so much, COOPY BLY. Thank you so much for hosting us here in your beautiful home and come up to it.
Uganda home. So this is the place. Next time maybe you'll come and they'll give you a tour.
Wow, that's amazing. Okay.
Everything happening. Lots of youth life being blessed here. So please come, join us, stand with us and pray for us. And you know, like I said, I grew up in the slums, and I believe one of the things that can change the youth's life is practical skills.
Not just talking about things.
Once somebody earns a skill, you can't take it away from him.
No.
Whether you like him or not,
the skill is there.
His skill can
survive. Yes, that's amazing. Well, thank you so much, COOPY, once again. Hope we shall come and get to see what's happening in there about tailoring, and all other sorts of things. And then to our viewers, it's a very beautiful new year, and well, I would request and encourage each one of you to keep keeping safe. Well, we want everything to be like open just like it was before. Well, so if we misbehave, things are not going to be opened up. Government so let us behave. Those that are meant to be vaccinated, please go and be vaccinated. Those that, if you're supposed to wash your hands, wash them, put on your mask. Everything that you're supposed to do, please do it for the better of this Uganda, thinking that if I do not do this, someone is going to be denied a chance to do a particular thing. So let us be very, very responsible. This year, 2022, let us be one of the best citizens. Make sure you're one of the best citizens that the government can count on. And well, keep subscribing and keep sharing. Visit all our social media platforms. That is on YouTube. We want by the end of this year to be over. I don't know how many, thousands and thousands. So till next time, bye bye.